Thank you. Please, can we celebrate this great country of ours wherever you're seated? Thank you. You can have your seats. Your Excellencies, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, ably represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Affairs, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Tokpe Fashua. You're welcome, sir. And our very own Uncommon Senate President, the President of the Nigerian Senate, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Goodwill Akpabio, Commander of the Order of the Niger, also doubles as the chairman of this occasion. Please, he deserves a round of applause, Your Excellencies. Your Excellencies, we have our distinguished guest speaker, a leader of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Michael O. Bamidele, also Commander of the Order of the Niger. Please, a resounding round of applause for him. The Executive Governor of Lagos State, the winner of Nigeria's Entrepreneurs Award for Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Friendly Governor of the Year, our very amiable and lovely, handsome Lagos Governor, His Excellency, Mr. Babatunde Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Please, a round of applause for him, Your Excellency. One of the governors in Nigeria that is always dressed in his suit, always looking sharp. It's nice seeing you, sir. Also, Your Excellencies, we have the Honorable Minister of Finance joining us, representing the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory here with us, is the FCT Head of Service, is here with us. We have the Chairman, Senate Committee on Banking, Distinguished Senator Tokunbo Abiru, here with us. You're welcome, distinguished, you're welcome. We have the Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation, Distinguished Senator Olamilekan Adeola. Please, a round of applause for him. You're welcome. Senate Committee Chairman on Marine, Transportation, and Blue Economy, Distinguished Senator Wasiu Sami, here with us. Mr. Chairman, you're welcome. And very importantly, our very own, the 26th President of our great institution, is here with his lovely wife. Please, can we give a rousing welcome to SS Surveyor and Valuer, Victor Adekunle Alonge, our president that has the steez. It's nice seeing you, sir. Your Excellencies, we have the first Vice President of our great institution, SS Surveyor and Valuer, Malam Baturi, a fellow of the institution. Please, a round of applause for him. You're welcome. The second Vice President, SS Surveyor and Valuer, Emmanuel Mack, also a fellow of the institution. You're welcome. We have our royal fathers, led by the Olowo, if you were here with us. His Royal Highness Oba Abdul Rashid Akombi Kabiesi. You're welcome. Please, can you give him a round of applause? We have the Olu of Ilaro and Paramount Ruler of Yewaland here with us. His Royal Majesty Oba Kehinde Olugbenle. Please, a round of applause for him. You're welcome, Kabiesi. We have the Onisabe of Igobi Sabe here with us. His Royal Majesty Oba Owolabi Adeyemi Adeni. You're welcome, Kabiesi. We recognize you. And also we have Kabiesi Oba Michael Aderemi. We have here with us Chief Alaka Yusuf, the Aro Igbosi Sabe of Lagos. Please, a round of applause for all our Kabiesis. You're welcome. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we want to welcome all of us to the inaugural lecture ceremony of the 26th President of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. We have the Honorable Commissioner of Police of the Federal Capital Territory here with us. Please join me to welcome Mr. Bennett Igwe. Please a round of applause for him. You're welcome. The Honorable Commissioner of FCT. An epoch-making event. I've been told by my Honorary Secretary to invite the first Vice President to come and do a word of prayer for us as we flag off this event as a surveyor and valuer, Malam Bature. Please, can we have him come up and officially open this event with a word of prayer? Thank you, sir.
We'll begin with prayers. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. We pray to Almighty Allah to see us through this program and for Him to bless whatever we are going to discuss here and bless us all. And we still pray to Him as He brought every one of us here safely. When the time for us to get back home, He should kindly take us back home to our various destinations. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Fatiha.
Thank you. While he was praying, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Chief Adebayo Lawale Edu, the man we popularly call Wale Edu, walked in. You're welcome, Chief. Please, can we give him a round of applause? You're welcome. Your Excellencies, we'll be taking some good messages on this special occasion. It will interest you to know our Common Senate President, Your Excellencies, that this is the first time in our history as a country that we have a professional body in Nigeria having their presidential inaugural lecture like this at the banquet hall of the State House. What that tells you, Your Excellency, is that as estate surveyors and valuers, we lead and others follow us, no matter the title that they carry. It's such a proud moment for us because this underscores the fact that, as it has been proven, when God first created man, the first job that was created was the job of estate surveying. You know, He told a man to plant the ground, till the ground. So, Your Excellency, the Uncommon Senate President, by association, you are now an Uncommon Estate Surveyor and Valuer. Please, can you give me a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? We'll be going straight to good messages on this lovely occasion. We have members of professional bodies here seated that are here to celebrate with us. We also have members of our community here celebrating with us. Please, first on my list, Your Excellencies, to flag off the good message, I've been told to invite Senator Tokunbo Ashiru to come up and officially start off the good messages. Please, can we give him a round of applause as he makes his way? Distinguished Senator, you are welcome, sir.
The Vice President, ably represented by my dear brother, Tope Fasua, and my own leader and the chairman of National Assembly, the Uncommon President of the National Assembly, distinguished Senator Goodwill Akpabio, the leader of the Senate, and the guest speaker this morning, that's our own leader, that's distinguished Senator Okoyemi Bamidele SON, and my other distinguished colleagues here that are hereby present. And of course, my own governor of Lagos State and my own dear brother, His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And of course, the Honorable Minister of Finance and the coordinator of the economy, Mr. Wale Edu. And of course, the major staff of today, that's the 26th president of the Institute of Estate Surveyors and the chairman of the council. And of course, our royal fathers, members of the Great Institute of Estate Valuers, Surveyors and Valuers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a rare privilege for me this morning to be the first to speak, and I'll be speaking from my association with the 26th president of the Institute of Nigerian Estate Surveyors and Valuers. He's a personal friend that I've known for over 15 years. And there is no doubt, in my mind and to all of us, that he's a thoroughbred professional. And if we look, he's a thoroughbred professional. And I'm sure that also speaks to the theme of today's event, which is the roles of professional bodies in national development. But just speaking briefly about Mr. Alonge, that's the 26th president. I've known him for upward of 15 years now, and it's not by, and it was in my former career as a banker. And of course, he came in very, very in the real estate business. And what is the problem we had during one of the major developments that we have in Lagos, which was a major market comprising of about 4,000 retail outlets and another 2,000 additional cake lamps, that, as we call it, and it's the famous Tejosho market in Lagos that I'm sure we all know. And I remember the problem we had in terms of even the concept and of course the marketing and all of that. And it was his advice and the support he gave was part of what saw us through that particular problem, real estate. So thank you very much. So beyond being an estate surveyor, I will also attest to the fact that he's a real estate guru. And the second thing that also comes to mind is also the famous Niger Delta Development, Niger Delta Development Company complex in Abuja. It's another mighty complex here that I'm sure some of us will know. It was another problem we had again in way back, I think it was 2010 or thereabout, just before the 2011 elections. And of course, I also recall how he helped us navigate. That was then in First Bank. So for me, I think that Mr. Victor Alonge, as the 26th president of Institute of Estate Surveyors, is a properly fit professional that is actually championing the cause of the real estate business and, of course, the institute. And lastly, on a personal note, I remember even my coming into politics. By the time I was set to come in 2020, trying to settle down in Abuja, I recall that I had gone past, getting a place of my own. It was a flat. Then, and I, of course, remembering all of the good qualities that he has in terms of real estate business, I had to seek for his opinion. And when he came and we both said, let's go, and we went to inspect the place. And he said to me, he said, look, you are going to be a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic. I don't think this flat is befitting for you. So I said, so what option? Because I've been searching. And now took me to a very quiet, serene location called the Sunrise Hills Estate. That is where I live today. And I can tell everybody here present that that sense of judgment was unbelievable. Was very uncanny and unbelievable. And thank you. And today, I can also attest that beyond myself, a lot of my other colleagues, they also reside in that Sunrise Hills location. And so for me, I think Mr. Alonge has proven to us that he is a thoroughbred professional, and without taking anything out of what is going to be said about this topic today, and I believe that the role of professionals in national development, the role of professional bodies in national development is very clear to all of us. Whether it's in terms of research, whether it's in terms of standardizing the conduct of professionals, whether it's in terms of ethics, I'm sure that those are the compliments that we get from professional bodies in helping us navigate and also project national development. So I wish all of us a wonderful session this morning, and I want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, can we have music? Oh, I guess speaker is calling. And thank you very much, distinguished. You're interested to know that the Senate President is also the chairman of this occasion. And as a master of ceremony, your work is subject to the leadership of the chairman. Please, can we give our chairman a round of applause? Thank you very much, sir. And also to the distinguished senator. Your Excellencies, the man I'm about to bring up, the 15th President of the Nigerian Senate. He served as the governor of Akwa Ibom State from 2007 to 2015, served as the minister of the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs from 2019. He represents the good people for Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. A law degree graduate from the University of Calabar. We call him a Malabite, and a proud one at that. At Federal Government College, Port Harcourt, he was appointed the senior prefect. He was also elected as the Student Union Government Speaker of Parliament in University of Calabar as an undergraduate student. He had a brief stint as a teacher and later as an associate partner with Paul Usoro and Co. Distinguished guests, he was the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Emis Telecoms Limited, a wireless telecom communication company based in Lagos. In his life's journey, he served as National Publicity Secretary of that association, a former Commissioner for Petroleum and Natural Resources of Akwa Ibom State, Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, as well as Lands and Housing. The man that became popularly known as Let's God's Will Be Done. Former chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, former Senate Minority Leader. He was the Best Governor, Infrastructure and Empowerment awardee of the Central Bank of Nigeria in 2012, most prolific governor by the National Councillors Forum, Best Governor, Infrastructure Development from 2017 by the Ben TV London, the Congressional Certificate of Recognition of the United States Congress in 2011, Honorary Citizen of the City of Georgia, New Jersey, United States, among others. Your Excellencies, join me to welcome a man that have added one lexicon to our English, uncommon. Join me to bring on stage the uncommon Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Chief Goodwill Obot Akpabio, a commander of the Order of the Niger, as he comes up in his capacity as the chairman of this occasion. You're welcome.
Please be seated. Let me say that I'm very delighted to be here. When the man was introducing me, he missed out two vital elements. Number one is that I'm also an asset valuer and surveyor. You can call it attempted. Then you also miss out the fact that I'm a colleague of Mr. Wale Edu, having served as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He did not mention that. So many years ago, in the attempt to find my trajectory in life, I stumbled on estate surveying and valuation, and I enrolled in the then or still State Polytechnic of Calabar in the Department of Estate Management. So I almost obtained my OND. I stayed there for over a year. That's why I said I'm standing as one of your members. A friend of mine came and asked me, how many estates do you have in your village? I think in a very naive way, I panicked because I realized there were none. So I left the asset and valuation business and went into law because we had many criminals in my area. So I knew that I was going to have a job prosecuting them. And so I went into the legal profession. But still, many years after, I received this invitation to come and join you. And I said, how did they know? Who told them? Then I suspected that the leader of the Senate, Opeyemi Bamidele, CON, who knows my history, must have whispered to them that I was once an estate surveyor and valuer. Get the word I use, attemptee. But today, the governor of Lagos State, the performing governor of Lagos State, my brother, Governor Sanwo-Olu, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, of course, distinguished Senator Michael Bamidele, distinguished Senator Wasiu, distinguished Senator Abiru, and distinguished Senator Zam, and many other senators and National Assembly members in our midst. Let me also recognize the Honorable Minister
and Coordinating Minister of the Economy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our own Olawale Edu, you are welcome. We are delighted to have you. The Minister of State, the Minister of State and Minister of FCT, both represented here, Yeso Wike. Mr. Ahmed Dangiwa, Honorable Minister, Housing and Urban Development, and of Mr. Victor Alonge, ESV, the President, and of course, the 26th President of the Nigerian Institute of Asset Surveyors and Valuers. I recognize you, probably with your dear wife. Our traditional fathers, the Commissioner of Police and other security agencies. This is an uncommon appearance. In normal circumstances, the Senate President will go to an occasion, possibly as a special guest. But in this occasion, I'm here, doubling as your special guest, as well as the chairman of this occasion. And I am very delighted to be chairman of this occasion. So I welcome all the delegates, all the asset surveyors and valuers, and our esteemed guests from across the country. I believe this is a momentous occasion, our coming together to celebrate an inaugural lecture and ceremony of the 26th President of the Nigerian Institute of Asset Surveyors and Valuers. Again, an uncommon event that probably has never happened in your midst. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to President Victor Adegule Alonge and his council for their unwavering dedication to professionalism, patriotism, and excellence in service to humanity. As we gather here today to contemplate on the theme, the role of professional bodies in national development, Nigeria's renewed hope perspective. Let us draw inspiration from the wisdom of our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who once said, in the face of adversity, hope is our guiding light. In the face of adversity, hope remains our guiding light. In our pursuit of a brighter future for our children and for our nation, let us hold on to that hope and let it propel us towards greatness and a greater Nigeria. Hope must remain our guiding light. At the same time, let us reflect on the experiences of repeatable professional bodies in other nations, such as the United Kingdom, Singapore, as we ponder on the significance of professional bodies in national development. In the United Kingdom, for instance, esteemed organizations like the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, RICS, and the Royal Town Planning Institute, RTPI, have played very pivotal roles in shaping policies, setting standards, driving innovation, and of course, remaining as guiding lights in the fields of surveying, urban planning, and town development. Their contributions have advanced the built environment and fostered sustainable development across the United Kingdom. Similarly, in Singapore, or what you call Singapore, I was calling it like a British, companies such as the Singapore Institute of Surveyors and Valuers, SISV, and the Building and Construction
1,000
Authority this
naira.
year have been at the forefront of promoting excellence, professionalism, and best practices in the construction and real estate sectors. Their collaboration and government policies, their collaboration with various governmental agencies, industry stakeholders, these companies have significantly contributed to Singapore's successes as major global hub for urban innovation and sustainable development. Therefore, the topic of our lecture today has parallels in the global space, and we look forward to the delivery of the guest lecturer, Opeyemi Bamidele, CON, leader of the 10th Senate. So as we contemplate the transformative impact of professional bodies on national development, let us strive to emulate the successes of these esteemed bodies and forge partnerships that will propel Nigeria towards a future of prosperity, sustainability, and inclusive growth. We must acknowledge the tireless efforts of our legislators in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, who have championed the cause of surveying and valuers in Nigeria through groundbreaking legislations and visionary policies that uphold the highest standards of integrity. Now, we eagerly await the wisdom and insights of our distinguished lecturer, who incidentally is my colleague, my brother, the leader of the 10th Senate, a man of great foresight, insights, a man of wisdom, and a great brother and a friend. Let me note that he once remarked in the arena of governance, the time for action is now. Therefore, let us seize this moment. Let us not squander this opportunity for progress. If you remember that famous sitting that he spoke and said, I'm not speaking as Bamidele, I'm speaking as a Nigerian. The time for action is now. The time for action is now. Let us not lose these moments to bring discipline to the Nigerian Senate. Nigerian Institute of Asset Surveyors and Valuers, renowned for your exceptional reputation and unwavering dedication to ethical conduct, you serve as a shining example of integrity within the realm of valuation and real estate business. With President Alonge at the helm of affairs, there is no doubt that the institution will continue to strive and spearhead the transformation of the built environment. However, let us employ the Nigerian Institute of Asset Surveyors and Valuers to lead the charge in copying the exploitation of tenants by real estate agents, who are, in my opinion, mostly quacks within your industry. And this happens particularly in bustling cities like Lagos and Abuja. We look to this esteemed organization to establish integrity, to establish discipline, and bring the culprits to book so that your image will not be tarnished. You have continued to elevate the standards, ensuring effective monitoring and enforcement. By accomplishing this, the 10th National Assembly will be encouraged to enact laws or even amend some of the laws that will tend to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians, confident that the Nigerian Institute of Asset Surveyors and Valuers will continue to safeguard the interests of Nigerians and promote the greater good of all, particularly in the built industry, thereby relieving our people of these burdensome challenges caused by quacks within your industry. Thank God we don't have quacks in the legislature. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we cast our gaze towards the horizon of possibilities, let us remember that the destiny of our nation lies within each and every one of us. Together, united in purpose and vision, let us forge a path towards a Nigeria that will be prosperous, just, inclusive, and of course, a shoulder for all to lean on. In the words of the great American poet Maya Angelou, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. We may encounter many defeats as a nation, but we must not be defeated. Let us rise above the challenges that you face within your institution and embrace the promise of a brighter tomorrow. As your chairman, it is my privilege to declare this occasion open in the name of God Almighty. Amen. Congratulations to Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Can somebody shout amen?
He deserves more than that as a round of applause. Such an uncommon speech from an uncommon Senate President in a very uncommon event like this. Thank you very much, His Excellency, the chairman of this lovely occasion. The Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A man you will always want to listen to, a man you want to listen to every now and then, over and over again. Thank you, sir. Please, can you give him a round of applause as he makes his way back to his seat? Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Thank you, sir. So it's in order now, as I will address you now as an estate surveyor and valuer. We'll wait for the president to come and give you the seal and put the plaque on you. Please, can you give me a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you, sir. We'll be going straight to the Goodwill messages, and we'll be taking just 3 Goodwill messages for this event, for the want of time. The president of the Nigerian Institute of Architects will be taking one of the Goodwill messages. Then we have from the president of ICANN, one Goodwill message, and from the managing director of the Federal Housing Authority, ably represented by the acting deputy manager. Please, wherever you are, you come to the stage. You've been given just 1 minute to deliver your Goodwill message. That is the instruction that is coming from the chairman. Straight to your Goodwill message in 1 minute. Thank you. From the Nigerian Institute of Architects, you're welcome.
Good morning, distinguished guests. I stand on the already established protocol. I proudly stand here in 2 capacities. One, as the Vice President of our great institute, the Nigerian Institute of Architects, and of course, a certified estate surveyor and valuer. Please, can you give me a round of applause? I bring you Goodwill message from our dear president. Incidentally, she was inaugurated sometime last year, November. She is the 2nd female vice president of our great institute in 64 years, and she is the 30th president of Nigerian Institute of Architects. She has asked me to say to our dear brother, my 2nd president, estate surveyor and valuer, Kunle Alonge, we call him Sagwalicious President because he has so much swag. You can see him. I'm proud of you, and I'm the only one that can boast of 2 presidents in our built environment. Today's topic, lined up in the National Development Plan, as enshrined in the renewed hope agenda of our dear president, couldn't have come in a better time. So my dear President of Nigerian Sub-Architects, Mobolaji Adeniyi, has asked me to tell you that NIA is always ready to partner with you. You've always been our partner in progress, and we stand tall with you, and we're going to support you. Thank you, and God bless you. Congratulations.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to the microphone ICANN President to take his goodwill message. Thank you.
Distinguished Senate President, estates of your attendee, Goodwill Akpabio, the President of the Institute of Surveyors and Valuers, my friend and brother, ESV Victor Adekunle Alonge. I stand on all existing protocols. My name is Toby Abiola. I'm a member of the ICANN Governing Council. I'm here to represent the President of ICANN, the Diamond President, Chief Davidson Halaribi FCA, to this occasion. Just like what the State President said, I wanted to read estate management and valuation wherever. It was my dream in secondary school because we're all together with his good friend, Dayo Kolawon. Then one day in class, I read the profile of the living legend, the late MKO Abiola, when he was being awarded a golden flag by ACCA UK. And there they said he was the richest man in Africa. And upon reading that, I switched from asset management to accountancy. But I have not seen the money yet. Anyway, so that I don't waste your time, I love the profession, and I'm happy that my friend is here as president of the institute. I'm glad that I witnessed it. He has gone ahead of me because when he was president of Rotary Club, I was president the same year. But I think in the next few years, God willing, I'll be able to wear the chain like he did in ICANN. I wish you good luck and have a beautiful day here. Thank you and God bless.
You see, now everybody wants to identify with something that is sweet and beautiful. Thank you very much. Next, we have representing the Managing Director of the Federal Housing Authority. Please, can we give her a round of applause? She's one of us, so this is surveyor and valuer, as she comes to give a very quick and short, sharp, goodwill message.
For want of time, I want to beg to stand on the already established protocol. I'm happy to stand here today on behalf of the Managing Director, Chief Executive, Federal Housing Authority, Honorable Oyetunde Ojo, who would have been here personally, but because of other exigencies of duty, has delegated me to come and stand here. So to that effect, the next voice you're going to hear is that of the Managing Director of Federal Housing Authority. A Goodwill message by the Managing Director, Chief Executive, Federal Housing Authority, Honorable Oyetunde Ojo, to the Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers on the inaugural lecture and ceremony of the 26th President on Monday, 8th July at the Banquet Hall Presidential Villa. It is with great sense of honor that I felicitate with your institution on this occasion of the inaugural lecture and ceremony of the 26th President. We in the Federal Housing Authority have also been proud of Niesv because of the immense contributions of your members that have made us what we are today. I am bequeathed with the theme of your lecture, Role of Professional Bodies in National Development, Nigerians' Renewed Hope Perspective. May I humbly say here that the theme in its entirety resonates deeply with the stance of Federal Housing Authority in our current drive to provide affordable and livable housing across the country. As we continue working to realize our mission of addressing our country's housing deficit and create sustainable communities, we are very proud of the pivotal roles of professional bodies like yours, the Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, play in shaping policies, standards, and fostering invaluable innovations. National development is a matter that requires the input of everybody. It is a proven fact that the government alone can never develop any country. Therefore, as your lecture presupposes, all hands must be on deck, including the professional bodies, to enable us achieve this. For us in FHA, we are aligned to the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Tinubu, Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, where economic growth and social progress are fueled by collaborative effort and professional excellence. On our own paths, we are relentlessly pursuing the agenda of putting roofs over the heads of Nigeria, as is in Mr. President's renewed hope mission on housing. While I congratulate you, the 26th President of the Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, on the success of this year's inaugural lecture, let me remind your new leadership that it has emerged at a critical time in the life of our country when hard work and good sense of purpose is required to contribute to our national development that will be remembered by posterity. May I also reiterate that the role of professional bodies include initiating policies, enforcing standards, correcting deviations. I therefore urge you as a professional body to ensure that these functions are carried out to the letter. We are confident that your dexterity, vision, and dedication would guide the institution to new heights and contribute achieving renewed hope for Nigeria. I wish you successful deliberation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. From the Federal Housing Authority. Your Excellencies, our chairman, we have the #1 security officer of the FCT here with us today, who also is an estate surveyor and valuer. So, you see, the beauty of our profession is that we are jack of all trade. We just master valuation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the Commissioner of Police of the FCT, CP Bennett Sigwe MNI, as he makes his way. Also to specially recognize distinguished Senator Titus Zam, also in the entourage of the Senate President. You're welcome, distinguished.
The uncommon President of the Senate, His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, my President of Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, I thank all of you for coming to FCT for this program, because your brother and your colleague have actually provided security for the FCT. I welcome you all. I feel glad, I feel happy to welcome all of you. FCT is safe. I'm very safe. Thank the Senate President for me, for always his encouragement, as well as the Minister of FCT and the Inspector General of Police, wonderful officer and an encourager. I welcome you, feel free. The night is for you, the day is for you. And the Senate President is here. He's equally an uncommon friend in the night, so he will take you around. So I feel so happy in your deliberations. I want to assure you that security is for you in FCT. No qualms, nothing to fear about. God bless all of you.
What an inaugural lecture. No qualms. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, I've just been told that the last time we had our conference in Akwa Ibom State, the Senate President then single-handedly bankrolled that conference. Please, you can now understand why I tell you that he is an essence of and valuer by association. Please, can you give me a round of applause again? Thank you very much. At this point, Your Excellencies, we want to bring up a man I hold in very high esteem. He is a seasoned chartered surveyor, estate surveyor and valuer, a business manager and transformational entrepreneur with varied professional and managerial experience spanning over 3 decades in the real estate industry, covering assets and projects, management, development, and investment consulting, and advisory services to clients in industry, financial services, oil and gas, government, institutions, and parastatals. Victor Alonge holds Bachelor of Science, Estate Management from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, and the University of Reading, England. He also has a master's degree in property asset management from Heriot-Watt University, Edinburgh, Scotland, and the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyor, IMC certified and management consultant. He deserves a round of applause, dear ladies and gentlemen. In his professional journey, Alonge worked briefly with London Borough of Ealing in evaluation as evaluation officer before joining the professional firm of Wilmot Chartered Surveyors in London in 1999 as a general practice surveyor, undertaking mainly valuations, property development, and investment consultancy works. His diligence, hard work, and competence were duly recognized and rewarded by the company, which culminated in his rapid promotion and eventual elevation as the executive director of the over 160 years old property professional services company in December of 2003. With that elevation, he became the first black person to attain the full board position in the first generation real estate consultancy firm, which was established in 1856. He deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He has managed the professional and investment services business of the firm, and in that role, handled the technical contents, management and delivery of a number of major valuations, property development, management and investment property consultancy work in the United Kingdom, Spain, Germany, and the United States, on behalf of corporate and high net worth individual clients and company. He resigned his employment with Wilmot in 2006 and returned to Nigeria, and has since been the senior partner and chief executive officer of Nelson Tope Alonge Estate Surveyors and Valuers. He has, in that role, led the company's delivery of outstanding real estate professional services to a clientele that includes banks, insurance companies, oil and gas companies, corporate organizations, international organizations, government institutions, and asset management outfits. He is also the Chief Executive Officer of Willows Projects Limited, a multidisciplinary property development company that has delivered several multi-billion-naira landmark projects in the commercial and residential sectors of the Nigerian real estate industry. Your Excellencies, that include the NDPHC Corporate Headquarters Complex, the expansive Barumak Estate and Lakeside Estates, all in the Abuja Federal Capital Territory. He is also the chairman, MRI Facilities Management Limited. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, Registered Surveyor and Valuer, a fellow of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, RICS, an associate of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, London, a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Directors, Nigeria. He was vice chairman of the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Registration Board of Nigeria, SVABON, the regulatory body for estate surveying and valuation profession in Nigeria, and chairman of his professional practice committee. This will interest you. In that role at the board, he led the process that brought the preparation and delivery of the first ever valuation standards, which effectively domesticated the International Valuation Standard Acts. He deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The publication of this national standard made Nigeria the first country in Africa to achieve this enviable professional status, and it has no small measure contributed to the implementation of the valuation standards and reporting requirements of the International Financial Reporting Standards and International Public Sector Accounting Standards in Nigeria. Victor Alonge is currently the president of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, the only recognized valuation professional organization, VPO, in Nigeria. Every other one is a quack. Your Excellencies, prior to becoming the president of Niesv, he has served as the institution's first vice president, second vice president, and for many years, a member of the National Council, where he chaired several key committees of the council. Alongo is an independent non-executive director of the Nigerian Real Estate Limited, where he chairs the board's finance, risk, and audit committee. He also serves as the board of some of other companies and was a non-executive director of Penman Pensions Limited, now Azad Mansard Pensions Limited, and meritoriously served as a member of the Nigerian Vision of 2020. He has attended several professional and general management courses, mainly in Europe, United States of America, and Africa. He is a Christian and a committed member of the Cherubim and Seraphim Movement Church Worldwide, where he serves as a member of the Church Management Committee. In addition to being the special advisor to the spiritual head of the church, he is happily married and blessed with children. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, the 26th president of our institution and the chairman of council, as a surveyor and valuer, Adekunle Victor Alonge. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Please sit down. The special guest of honor for this ceremony, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Mr. Tokwe Fashua, a friend and a brother. The chairman of this ceremony, Your Excellency, Uncommon Governor and now Uncommon Senator, distinguished Senator Goodwill of Akpabio. Thank you, sir. Your Excellency, the guest lecturer, Senator Michael Okoyemi-Bamidele, my dear brother, I'm going to say more when I'm reading your citation. The Executive Governor of Lagos State, the performing Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, undoubtedly the most powerful minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Wale Edo, my brother. Distinguished senators here present, honorable ministers represented here, distinguished members of the House of Representatives, my first vice president, second vice president, members of the Board of Trustees, members of council, past presidents, esteemed members of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to this special occasion of my ceremonial inauguration as the 26th President of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers.
having been democratically elected by the esteemed members of the institution in April 2024. It is important to emphasize that democratically elected, because here we have democratically elected members of the Senate and House of Rep. They know what it takes to go through elections, and I went through it. Elected alongside my humble self, and to be inaugurated today with me are other officers and unofficial members of Council of the institution. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, I would like to take this opportunity to extend sincere appreciation to you from the Council and the entire membership of our great institution for taking out time out of your very busy schedule to grace this occasion. You would not have honored our invitation if not for the high esteem in which you hold our dear profession and the recognition of our important role as a reliable partner with the government and critical stakeholders in our collective effort to deliver good governance to the good people of Nigeria. We appreciate most sincerely your kind disposition towards our profession. And I want to thank the Senate President profusely for his kind words and commitment. I remember in Akwa Ibom, that it was in 2011 when we went for the conference. I was there when we decorated you as the sitting governor, as our patron. And you are so wonderful. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, I'm being inaugurated today as the 26th President and Chairman of Council of the Nigerian Institute of Essays, Surveyors, and Valuers, and entrusted with the responsibility of piloting its affairs, promoting the corporate interests of thousands of our members who practice in every corner of our nation for the next 2 years, and to vindicate the initiatives that led to the birth of the institution by our founding fathers and its subsequent recognition through an act of parliament. Distinguished members of the institution, today is a special day in the annals of our institution's illustrious history. Ours is a noble profession established 55 years ago. As we converge on this venue for this inaugural lecture and ceremony, I want us to see this event as signaling the start of a fresh chapter in our history, the beginning of something new, a day filled with hope and promise. The road ahead encompasses both challenges and triumphs. But for now, I want us to joyfully embrace this moment as we embark on the journey together, bearing in mind that our collective efforts, commitment, and dedication will determine the success of the journey as we look forward to a very exciting times ahead. I therefore consider the timing of my election to the office of the President of the institution as presenting a propitious opportunity and a call to make positive impact through leading initiatives that shall enhance the relevance of our profession as well as the fortune and well-being of our members across the country. I therefore promise not to betray the shared values and invaluable ideals of honesty, devotion, integrity, and professionalism, no matter the price. I shall make great efforts to consolidate on the accomplishment of the accomplishment and enviable antecedents of our founding fathers and my predecessors in office, even as we seek to pilot the institution to a higher pedestal. I'm determined to hold dear this great position of trust and responsibility unanimously entrusted to me by you, my noble colleagues, and use it to advance the object of the profession and the benefit of our society. It is worth mentioning, Your Excellency and distinguished guests, that our profession has made significant contribution to the economic development of this country, having been a dependable partner with the government over the years. During my tenure, the leadership of the institution will continue to play a leading role in supporting government by making our knowledge and expertise available for the economic development of this great nation.
real estate remains the most prized and valuable asset all over the world. According to data obtained from Survey Worldwide Research in 2023, the total value of the global real estate asset is estimated at $379.7 trillion at the end of 2022. This outpaced the combined value of global equity and bond assets, estimated at $264 trillion. Real estate is also thrice as valuable as the total value of proven global oil reserves and represents about 4 times the value of global GDP. According to the data released by our own National Bureau of Statistics, the Nigerian real estate sector contribution to the GDP stands at about 6.87% in 2023. Contrastingly, the real estate sector contributes about 15% to the national economy in Indonesia, a developing and emerging economy like Nigeria. More so, in South Africa, the contribution of real estate to the economy is about 11.4%. The poor state of real estate sector in Nigeria continually stifles its capacity to optimally contribute to national economic growth. Impliedly, the potential of real estate sector as a catalyst of economic growth remains largely untapped in the country. Our institution will therefore step up our support and collaboration with government, especially in the areas of policy formulation and implementation, land administration, asset valuation and management, housing, project and infrastructure development, among others, to improve real estate sector's contribution to economic development. We are ready to be valuable ally to government by offering our expertise, resources, and support that can enhance the success and impact of the various development efforts of government. This is our promise. On behalf of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, I wish to express our profound gratitude and appreciation to the special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the chairman of this ceremony, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, CON, distinguished guest lecturer, Senator Michael Obamidele, CON, honorable ministers, the Governor of Lagos State, the Royal Fathers, distinguished guests, and invitees for your presence at this ceremony. This is one occasion that envisages a lot of emotion, considering its total uniqueness, lasting experiences, and the long, tortuous journey that culminated in the historic reality of today. It is particularly humbling for me and my family, and I will not forget to thank my wife, who has shown tremendous courage and support since I began this journey. I would therefore like to appreciate the entire members of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, on whose endorsement I am standing on this platform today. I owe you all a debt of immense gratitude, and I promise not to disappoint you. But this appreciation will certainly be incomplete if I do not acknowledge with profound gratitude the sacrifice, permit me to repeat this again because it's actually huge, the sacrifice and support of my darling wife and my family in bringing this fulfillment, in bringing to fulfillment my aspiration. To everyone present at this occasion and those who are watching us online, I'm grateful to you all. Above all, I return all thanks to the Almighty God of power and grace for making this day a reality. I therefore thank you all for listening to me. And I say, God bless you all. God bless the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. And God bless our dear nation, Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think I have another role to perform before I take my seat, and that is to bring our guest speaker, our guest speaker of today to this podium to deliver the much awaited paper. I want to say this, the guest speaker, I've known him for almost, I think it should be about 40 years now, starting from afar. When we were in Ife, he was our vibrant publicity secretary of the Students' Union. And you know, to be a public secretary of Students' Union in Ife, you have to know what you're doing. So, greatest. Thank you. So, I'm not surprised that our publicity secretary, PRO then, has risen to this position of actually carrying the problem of Nigeria on his shoulder at the Senate. So please permit me to read the profile, abridged profile, because if you are to read his full profile, we won't leave here today. Senator Michael Okpeyemi-Bamidele, fondly called MOB among his political adherents nationwide, is a man of many parts. To some, he is a truly moral agent for positive change. To others, he is a consummate patriot who leverages politics to redefine the future. For him, politics is passion that impels him to serve humanity, while law is a calling that equips him for the pursuit of a just, equitable, and egalitarian society. These virtues are no doubt natural to him, setting him aside as the incontestable choice of the people in virtually all elections he contested between 2011 and 2023. Currently representing Ekiti Central in the National Assembly, Senator Bamidele occupies the enviable office of the leader of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In this capacity, he has been playing a pivotal role in the stability of the nation's apex legislative institution and helping to build a tradition of robust executive-legislative relations, a salient enabler of democracy that has been in want since the inception of the Fourth Republic. Whether in the 7th National Assembly, when he chaired the House Committee on Legislative Budget and Research, or in the 9th National Assembly, when he led the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, and Legal Matters, supporting legislations that prioritize public welfare and creating an environment that enables limitless opportunities that have been at the core of his parliamentary exploits and intervention. Senator Bamidele political conviction, unshakably founded on egalitarianism, populism, and welfarism, earned him the chairmanship of Southern Senators Forum between 2021 and 2024. He leveraged this office to pursue the vision of the forum, which emphasizes diversity in building national unity through pro-people legislations that prioritize the South and Nigeria alike. His foray into politics evidently predates his era. Between 2000 and 2011, Senator Bamidele served in the Lagos State Executive Council, first as Commissioner for Sports and Youth Development under the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and also as Commissioner for Information and Strategy under Babatunde Fashola administration. Before his elevation to the cabinet in 2003, however, he distinguished himself in different political positions he had the privilege to hold in Lagos and Nigeria. The position, among others, includes Special Advisor to the Governor on Political Affairs and Director, Media and Publicity of the Alliance for Democracy. As a legal icon, Bamidele is the founder Okoyemi Bamidele and Associates, a reputable law chamber that maintains strong presence in the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos. Besides, is a lawyer without border, licensed to practice not just in Nigeria, but also in the state of New York, United States, where he is an attorney of note and counselor at law. At different times, Bamidele's law practice frequently intermixed with public service, starting from when he contested the federal legislative race in 1991 on the platform of Social Democratic Party as a young but vibrant law graduate. He lost the contest by 1 vote. This outing endeared him to the heart of then Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, now the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Consequently, Tinubu appointed him his senior legislative aide in 1992. But the military incursion which thwarted the Third Republic forced him into political asylum in the United States. Even with this condition, he pursued a Master's of Law at the Franklin Pierce School of Law, University of New Hampshire, Concord, United States, specializing in intellectual property law with bias in international patent, trademark, and copyright law, including the licensing of international trade, international transfer of technology. Before this time, Senator Bamidele graduated with honors in 1986 from the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, with a Bachelor of Arts. Driven by passion for equity, egalitarianism, and justice, Bamidele turned to the University of Benin, Nigeria, to pursue a Bachelor of Laws, which he completed with honors in 1990. Senator Bamidele, a learned counsel of no mean stature, actively maintains his membership of the Nigeria Bar Association, American Bar Association, New York State Bar Association, and International Bar Association. He is also a fellow, Chartered Institute of Arbitrator, Nigeria, fellow, Chartered Institute of Management Consultants, and fellow, Chartered Institute of Local Government and Public Administration. I thought you would give him a round of applause. These are incredible achievements. In recognition of his contribution to the restoration, growth, and development of democracy in Nigeria, and his heroic exploit as a foremost political activist, seasoned legal practitioner, accomplished public administrator, and pro-people legislator, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, conferred on him the prestigious national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Niger in October 2022. This award followed the resolve of Joseph Ayo Babalola University, Nigeria, to confer honorary doctorate degree of public administration on him at his 13th convocation in July 2023. The institution hinged the honor on Bamidele's sterling leadership qualities, outstanding courage, and excellent service to humanity. In February 2024, also, the Federal University of Ekiti honors Senator Bamidele with honorary doctorate degree in private law. This time, according to the institution, Bamidele's strategic approach to public governance in Lagos State, passion for youth development in Nigeria, contribution to the enactment of pro-people legislation at the National Assembly, and his compassion for the people at the grassroots earned him the award. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Bamidele perfectly epitomizes integrity. His passion for progressive change is obviously irrepressible. To this generation, he is a blessing. To every government he has had the privilege to serve, he is equally a blessing. To the younger generation, he no doubt typifies a portrait of result-oriented and dynamic leaders Nigeria has curiously been searching for. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore my pleasure now to humbly and rousingly invite my dear brother, distinguished senator of the Federal Republic and the leader of the 10th Senate, Senator Michael Okoye-Bamidele, to the podium to deliver his paper.
The special guest of honor of this occasion, His Excellency, the Vice President of the country, who is most ably represented by one of the most respected special advisors to Mr. President, our brother, Dr. Tokwe Fashua, my boss, mentor, colleague, and of course, the uncommon Nigerian and President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Goodwill Obot Akpabio. Our governor from Lagos State. I was privileged to have served side by side with him when we were privileged members of the cabinet of His Excellency Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he then was, and when he served as honorable commissioners in various ministries for a period of 11.5 years in the cabinet of Lagos State, twice under His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and once under His Excellency Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola SAN, and who, by the grace of God, today is the sitting governor of the state, His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And then, of course, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, who was a wonderful egbon to both Governor Sanwo-Olu and my humble self when we were all in the cabinet of His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as governor. And incidentally, then he was the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, just like he is today, under the presidency of His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People call him Chief, but I know as a Republican, he simply goes by the title Mr. Olawale Edun. Distinguished colleagues who are here in their large number, on the entourage of the Senate President, including the chairman of the Southern Senators Forum, distinguished Senator Adetokunbo Michael Abiru, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Marine Transport and Blue Economy, distinguished Senator Wasiu Eshinlokun, chairman of the Senate Committee on Rules and Business, distinguished Senator Zam. And then, of course, let me also very specially recognize the 26th president of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Valuers and Surveyors, Estate Surveyors and Valuers, my dear brother, Mr. Tokwe Victor Alonge, and his wife, who is gorgeously seated with him. The Commissioner of Police, FCT, and our traditional rulers who are here in large number. God bless you all. It's a long list of protocol drawn by my staff, but please, just allow me, because of time, to most humbly recognize all the members of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers who are here. It's your day, and we are glad to be a part of what's going on here today. I also saw another brother of mine walking just as I was beginning to do my recognition. I simply call him Brother Zach. He's Dr. Zach Adedeji, by God's grace, the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. For those who are familiar with his history, I will say that we had also been together for a very long time. He worked with us in Lagos, using Oyo as his base when we were all there trying to build a new Lagos. And he served as Honorable Commissioner for Finance in Oyo State under His Excellency Governor Ajimobi of blessed memory. And I want to say that it's a blessing to have Zach currently as the chairman of FIRRC, because I know with him, story cannot be the same. And Nigeria is beginning to witness that. At this point, just permit me to say I extend all courtesies to all the distinguished Nigerians who are here, and I wish you all the very best. Your Excellency, please permit me once again at this point to just stand by already well-established protocol, because the MC had done a good job and the president of the institution also did a wonderful job in trying to establish protocol. I say at this point that I deeply appreciate your magnanimity, Your Excellencies, once again, for gracing the occasion with your esteemed presence, in spite of your very tight schedule. I can attest to the fact that His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, had to suspend a lot of things, including his ESCO meeting, to be here today to honor our dear brother, Mr. Lunge. I also can attest to the fact that the Senate President had to put every other thing on hold, including a program he's supposed to be presiding over at this time at the Nigerian Institute of Legal and Democratic Studies, for him to be here. The fact that this program is also holding in the banquet hall of the presidential villa with the presence of all of us goes to show something. This 26th president is an uncommon president. This 26th president is a product of collective efforts of Nigerians, including members of your institution, as well as people who matter in Nigeria. And what that goes to show is that expectations will also be high. Expectations of members will be high from your administration as president, both yourself and members of the council. And my simple prayer is that God will grant you what it takes to excel, including good health and strength, wisdom and courage to take decisions. In the same vein, it is my great delight to be in the midst of other eminent Nigerians, elder statesmen, top functionaries of government, and seasoned professionals, most especially those of the estate surveying and valuation profession, leaders and members of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers across the length and breadth of the Nigerian nation, who came from far and near to grace this august occasion, being the inauguration lecture and ceremony of the 26th President and Chairman in Council of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, my esteemed brother and close associate of many years, Estate Surveyor Victor Adekunle Alonge. Without mincing word, I profusely commend the outgoing national executives of the institution for their numerous achievements during the tenure in office and for the huge success of this memorable occasion. I also wish to explore this opportunity in felicitating with my esteemed friend and brother once again, Victor Adekunle Alonge, as the newly elected president and chairman in council of the institution, and the entire members of this body of consummate city builders, construction technocrats, and valuers. I am not only grateful to the leadership of the institution for extending to me the honor of the invitation as the guest speaker at this august occasion, but also fascinated by their profound sense of purpose, as well as their unwavering commitment to the growth and sustainability of the built environment and the economy of our dear nation. As a guest speaker of this occasion, I've been commissioned to fulfill a most onerous but equally enthusing task, which is being saddled with the responsibility of delivering a lecture pertaining to a very interesting topic, namely the role of professional bodies in national development, Nigeria's renewed hope perspective. I have a strong conviction deriving from our peculiar historical experience as a nation that no government, no matter how well organized, can guarantee our nation's rebirth without deliberate, sustainable efforts and pragmatic policies aimed at strengthening the variety of values, principles, and institutions critical to socio-economic progress and the maximization of our nation's vast human and material resource potentials. In other words, it is the salient responsibility of government to ensure that all shades of political, social, cultural, economic, and professional institutions relevant to human advancement and quality livelihood are recognized, nurtured, empowered, and repositioned for them to play their primary roles as pillars of national growth and development. However, beyond the government, the foregoing task is an obligatory task for all of us as state actors, policymakers, seasoned professionals, technocrats, stakeholders, and players in the governance process. It is indeed this purpose, I believe, that today's lecture is expected to serve, and I sincerely hope that at the end of this scholarly engagement, the great responsibility and profound challenge given to me by the leadership of the Niesv would have been discharged to the satisfaction of all and sundry. To do justice to the topic of this lecture, I would like to clear our understanding on the nature and essence of professional organization in the society. Importance of professional bodies. Professional bodies are organizations that bring together individuals with a common profession or industry to promote, regulate, and advance their field of discipline. They are essential in ensuring that professionals in a particular field adhere to a set of standards, ethics, and best practices. These organizations provide a framework for professionals to work within, giving them a sense of security and confidence in their work. Professional bodies play a vital role in setting and maintaining the standards of their respective professions. They develop and enforce codes of conduct and guidelines that ensure that professionals are competent, reliable, and trustworthy. This does not only benefit the individual themselves, but also the clients, customers, and the general public who rely on their services. Moreover, professional bodies provide a platform for networking and collaboration among professionals. They offer opportunities for learning and professional development, enabling members to stay up to date with the latest developments and advancements in their field. This helps to foster a sense of community and camaraderie among professionals, which is essential for building trust and promoting a cultural excellence. The import of estate surveyors and valuers. Estate surveyors and valuers play a crucial role in national development by providing professional services that contribute to the growth and sustainability of the built environment. Their role and values are multifaceted and have far-reaching multiplications for the economy, society, and environment. For instance, estate surveyors and valuers assess the value of properties, including commercial, residential, industrial, mineral resources, and agricultural properties. This information is used for various purposes, such as taxation, loan transactions, and investment decisions. Apart from their vocational engagement and input in the designing and supervising of the construction of buildings, ensuring that they are functional, safe, and aesthetically pleasing. Estate surveyors identify potential development sites, conduct feasibility studies, and manage the development process from reception to completion. Moreover, they provide expert opinions in disputes related to property boundaries, title issues, and valuation discrepancies, and also conduct research on building materials, construction techniques, and urban planning to improve the built environment and the overall economic development. More importantly, estate surveyors provide input on policy development on varying issues relating to property development, taxation, zoning regulations, and urban planning. It is also worthy of note that we recognize the salient values that estate surveyors and valuers add to the built environment and the nation's urban planning and housing sector as a whole. In terms of expertise, estate surveyors possess specialized knowledge and skills in property valuation, building design, and construction management. Their high sense of professional responsibility and commitment to objectivity has imposed on them the need to provide unbiased opinions on property values, ensuring that the assessments are fair and transparent. Also, in the spirit of professionalism, estate surveyors adhere to professional ethics and standards, maintaining high levels of integrity and confidentiality. The role of professional bodies in national development. Professional bodies play a crucial role in national development by contributing to the growth and advancement of various sectors and industries. These bodies act as a voice for their members, advocating for their interests and influencing government policy making. They also provide input on legislation, regulations, and policies that affect their industry or profession. Also, they establish and maintain standards, code of conduct, and best practices for their members. This helps to ensure that professionals operate at a high level, providing quality services to the public. We all can attest to the fact that professional bodies in Nigeria, just like their counterparts in other climes, provide training, education, and certification programs for their members, enabling them to stay up to date with the latest development and advancements in their fields. In the areas of research and development, many professional bodies conduct research, collect data, and publish reports on industry trends, challenges, and best practices. This helps to inform policymaking, improve services, and drive innovation. It is worthy of note that these bodies facilitate networking opportunities among members, promoting collaboration, knowledge sharing, and partnership between professionals from different sectors, arising from their commitment to promoting professional synergy and harmony. They often have mechanisms for resolving disputes among their members and also between members and clients. This helps to maintain trust in the profession and ensures fair outcomes. Professional bodies also engage in regulatory oversight, ensuring that their members comply with relevant laws, regulations, and industry standards. Moreover, their community engagement activities are usually targeted at promoting awareness of their profession's importance, benefits, and values. In promoting human capital development and capacity building among their members, they invest in education and training initiatives, developing the skills and competence of professionals in their sector. They also represent their industry or profession on national and international platforms, thereby promoting its interests and advancing its reputation. Some major professional bodies and the significant role they have played in national development in Nigeria include the following, among others. The Nigerian Medical Association has been instrumental in shaping healthcare policy in Nigeria, advocating for better working conditions for doctors and improving healthcare delivery. The Nigerian Bar Association has played a crucial role in shaping the legal landscape in Nigeria, advocating for judicial independence and reforming the justice system. The Nigerian Society of Engineers has contributed to the development of infrastructure in Nigeria, promoting engineering excellence and advocating for the use of technology in construction projects. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria has played a key role in shaping accounting practices in Nigeria, promoting ethics and professionalism among accountants. In summary, professional bodies play a vital role in national development by contributing to the growth and development of various sectors and industries. Their activities help to promote professionalism, standards, and best practices, ultimately benefiting society as a whole. Professional bodies can play a crucial role in ensuring good governance by participating in the policy process. They play these salient roles through advocacy and representation. Professional bodies can represent their members' interests and advocate for policies that benefit their profession and the wider community. They provide input on policy proposals, ensuring that their views are taken into account. Professionals also provide expertise and evidence-based research to inform policy decisions. They conduct studies, gather data, and analyze trends to identify solutions in complex situations and problems. It is instructive to note that the commitment of professional bodies to good governance make them to engage with other stakeholders, including the government, civil society organizations, and the private sector, to build consensus and promote collaboration. This helps to ensure that policies are developed with a broad range of perspectives in mind. They also provide training and capacity building programs for government officials, politicians, and other stakeholders. This helps to equip them with the skills and knowledge needed to develop effective policies. Policy monitoring and review of evaluation of the implementation process is also carried out by professional bodies with a view to gauging the level of effectiveness of such policies. This enables them to identify areas that improvement is needed and to provide recommendations for reform. Professional bodies themselves develop policies that align with their expertise and values. Aside proposing new policies or amendment to existing ones to improve governance, they also establish consultation and feedback mechanisms to ensure that their members' views are heard throughout the policy-making process. For instance, as a ranking senator and leader of the government business in the 10th Senate, I can bear witness that the Nigerian Medical Association has been involved in policy discussions on healthcare reform on different occasions, advocating for improved healthcare delivery and access to quality medical services. Also, the Nigerian Bar Association, to which I belong by virtue of my primary vocation as a lawyer, has contributed to the development of laws and policies related to the legal profession, ensuring that those laws and policies are fair, just, and uphold the principles of the rule of law. The Nigerian Society of Engineers has equally advised government on infrastructure development, providing expertise on engineering projects and ensuring that they meet international best practice standards. Also, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria has participated in policy discussions on taxation, financial regulations, and corporate governance, thereby promoting transparency and accountability. Members of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, in their contribution to national development, have played many vital roles in the built environment and the nation's economy generally. They contribute to economic growth by facilitating property development, creating jobs, and increasing tax revenues. They contribute to project design and manage infrastructure projects that support urbanization and economic growth. By promoting sustainable building practices, estate surveyors help to reduce environmental degradation and preserve natural resources, and also ensure that their projects are socially responsible, considering the needs of diverse communities and promoting social equity. Estate surveyors transfer their knowledge and expertise to other professionals, enhancing institutional capacity in the built environment sector. Partnership between the National Assembly and professional bodies in Nigeria. Possibilities and prospects. The National Assembly, as the legislative arm of government in Nigeria, has a significant role to play in sustaining the growth and development of professional bodies in our country. More importantly, it is a self-evident truth that most of our distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives are accomplished professionals in their own right and will be willing to collaborate with professional bodies to promote socio-economic development and national progress. With deliberate engagement and synergy with the National Assembly, professional bodies can be assured that the nation's apex legislative institution will continue to pass laws that recognize and regulate professional bodies, giving them a clear and strong legal framework to operate within. These include laws that establish professional standards, ethics, and codes of conduct. Also, the National Assembly could provide more budgetary support to professional bodies, enabling them to carry out their functions and activities effectively. In the same vein, professional bodies will be repositioned to provide more input on policy making, ensuring that policies are informed by the expertise and experience of professionals in their field. The National Assembly also provides more representation for professional bodies in government, ensuring that their interests are taken into account in decision-making processes. Also, our commitment to global best practice standard encourages us to hold professional bodies accountable for their actions and transparency, and also thereby promoting transparency and good governance, and to ensure quality service delivery. Through our budgetary interventions and collaboration with the executive arm of government, we can facilitate funding for capacity building programs for professional bodies, enabling them to develop the skills and competence needed to contribute effectively to national development. Examples of legislation passed over the years by the National Assembly that recognize and regulate professional bodies in Nigeria include: 1, the Nigerian Medical Association Act 1975, the Nigerian Bar Association Act 1976, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria ICANN Act of 1965, the Nigerian Society of Engineers Act of 1967, the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Regulation, etc. Act of 1975, now Cap E 13 of the Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. In essence, robust synergy between the National Assembly and professional bodies in Nigeria promises to promote professionalism among members of the professional bodies, leading to improved standards and ethics, and will also enhance their reputation, increasing public trust and confidence in their abilities. No doubt, this partnership will give professional bodies increased influence in policy-making processes, enabling them to shape decisions that affect their profession, and will reposition them in that vantage position where they will be empowered to further promote good governance among professional bodies, ensuring that they operate transparently and accountably. I am strongly persuaded that if professional bodies become more proactive in their engagement with the National Assembly, prompt legislative interventions towards inventing more durable laws and policies with far-reaching impacts on the nation's socio-economic landscape will be prioritized, and this, in turn, will essentially help, in no mean measure, in changing the narratives by helping to deliver the deliverables to the great people of Nigeria. The renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration, a cursory evaluation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's historic victory and assumption of office on May 29, 2023, marked a significant turning point in Nigeria's democratic journey. The renewed hope agenda is a comprehensive strategy driving Nigeria towards sustainable development and improved quality of life. President Tinubu's administration is laying the foundation for lasting progress and a higher future and a brighter future for all Nigerians through strategic investments, youth empowerment, and improved governance. The commitment of President Tinubu to democracy and visionary leadership, encapsulated in the 8-point renewed hope agenda, has inspired confidence and trust among Nigerians, promising a new era of hope and transformation. Following the inaugural Federal Executive Council meeting, which held on 28 August 2023, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Olawale Edun, listed the items in the 8-point agenda of the Tinubu administration, which are aimed at moving the economy forward. The items include food security, poverty eradication, economic growth, and job creation. Other items are providing security for Nigerians and businesses, access to capital, particularly consumer credit, inclusivity in all its dimensions, particularly as regards to youth and women, protection of the rule of law, as well as the fight against corruption in our body politic. So far, some of the achievements of the Tinubu administration since its inception include strengthening national security. President Tinubu has prioritized national security, leading to significant investment in modernizing and equipping the nation's security forces. Over 4,600 hostages have been freed. According to statistics, more than 9,300 hostiles freed, more than 9,300 hostiles neutralized, and over 7,000 terrorists and bandits arrested. Establishing the 50 billion naira Pulaco initiative and annually recruiting 30,000 new police personnel as an objective further underscore the administration commitment to a safer Nigeria. Economic rebirth. Facing economic turmoil, widespread poverty, and rising unemployment, President Tinubu implemented bold reforms to stabilize the economy. The withdrawal of the unsustainable fuel subsidy and the unification of the forex market were pivotal steps, redirecting funds to critical sectors like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. These measures have reduced petrol importation by 50% and boosted investor confidence, making the Nigerian Stock Exchange the top performing house globally. 3, boosting agriculture and food security. 4, unlocking energy and natural resources. 5, transforming infrastructure and transportation. Also 6, improving education, health, and social investment. 7, accelerated diversification through youth-driven industrialization, digitization, and innovation. 8, improved governance for effective service delivery. To enhance service delivery, the administration has introduced the Mobilizer app for citizen engagement and launched the Citizens Delivery Tracker app to assess public officials' performance. Reforms recommended by the Oronsoye report aims to rationalize and restructure government agencies, increasing transparency and efficiency. Just recently, President Tinubu, GCFR, approved the National Construction and Household Support Program. Under the program, the Sokoto-Badagry Highway, which will traverse Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos as prioritized project. Other road infrastructure projects such as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which is underway, and the Trans-Saharan Highway, which links Enugu, Abakaliki, Ogoja, Benue, Kogi, Nasarawa, and Abuja, are also prioritized. The President has also approved full counterpart financing for Port Harcourt, Maiduguri Railway to traverse rivers, Abia, Enugu, Benue, Nasarawa, Plateau, Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, and Borno, as well as for the Lagos-Kano Standard Gauge Railway, which would traverse Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Kwara, Niger, Abuja, Kaduna, and Kano. Other items under the National Construction and Household Support Program include one-off allocation to states and the Federal Capital Territory of 10 billion naira for the procurement of buses and CNG uplift program, delivery of 50,000 naira grant each to 100,000 families per state for 3 months, provision for labor unions and civil society organizations, deployment of 155 billion naira for the purchase and sale of assorted foodstuff to be distributed across the nation. Against this backdrop, and to the chagrin of skeptics and critics of the Tinubu administration, the government is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that Nigerians fare better through the focused implementation of the 8-point agenda adopted by the federal government, which are well thought out action plans that have the capacity to genuinely renew the hopes of the Nigerian people in an atmosphere of enduring patience, sacrifice, patriotism, and optimism. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I went through some of these achievements and plan for me to be able to underscore the fact that all of us need to work together, understanding the vision of this administration, just as we are doing all the collaboration that we can do from the legislative arm through legislative intervention and budgetary provisions. It is also expected that our professional bodies have a role to play in ensuring that we face all the challenges that are confronting us as a nation, and the role of professional bodies in this area cannot be overemphasized. Neither should they be undermined. And I know part of the problem in the past had been a lot of governments, both at the federal level and at the state level, who rather govern from an Olympian height without really engaging the professional bodies who should be able to place their expertise at the disposal of government administrations for us to be able to run a corporate government. And I believe more than ever before, that is exactly what our country needs today. In conclusion, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of professional bodies here present, I am honored to have engaged this august gathering in the last few minutes about the critical role that professional bodies are expected to play in national development and the actualization of the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration in Nigeria. As we all know, the Tinubu administration is committed to a renewed hope agenda that seeks to transform Nigeria into a prosperous and strong nation. This agenda is built on 3 pillars: unity, security, and economy. But what does this mean for professional bodies? For me, it means that professional bodies are key stakeholders in this journey towards a renewed Nigeria. It means that professional bodies must play a leading role in driving the change that we seek. And I believe that with their expertise, skills, and influence, they can make a significant impact. Professional bodies have a unique position in our society. They are the custodians of knowledge, skill, and expertise in their respective fields. They are the ones who have spent years studying, training, and practicing their craft and have built reputation based on their professionalism and integrity. As such, they have a critical role to play in shaping the future of our nation. Therefore, I implore them to continue to provide advice to government on policies that are capable of driving economic growth, promoting social cohesion, and enhancing national security. They should continue to pursue their human capital development drives by providing training and capacity building programs, especially for government officials, civil society organizations, and the private sector. However, their role goes beyond just providing advice and training. They can also serve as a check on government, its power, by holding public officials accountable for their actions. They can ensure that government policies are implemented in a transparent and accountable manner. In addition, professional bodies can promote entrepreneurship and innovation by providing resources and support to startups and small businesses. They can also advocate for policies that promote job creation, reduce poverty, and improve the standard of living for all Nigerians. So, I urge all professional bodies to take up their mantle of leadership. I urge them to use their expertise and influence to drive positive change in Nigeria. I urge them to work closely with government to achieve the goals of the renewed hope agenda. Let us work together to build a Nigeria where every citizen has access to quality education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Let us work together to build a Nigeria where corruption is reduced to the barest minimum. Let us work together to build a Nigeria where our diversity is celebrated and our unity is strengthened. I believe that professional bodies have a critical role to play in the actualization of the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration in Nigeria. I urge them to take up the challenge and use their expertise, skills, and influence to drive sensitive change in our country. Together, we can build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations yet unborn. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you once again for your esteemed audience and patience. I wish the leadership and membership of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers and all the invited guests a most refreshing and stimulating inauguration ceremony, even as I wish you all journey mercies to your respective destinations. God bless the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our distinguished guest speaker, distinguished Senator Michael Obamidele, Commander of the Order of the Niger, the Senate Leader of the 10th Senate. The role of professional bodies in national development, Nigerians' renewed hope, perspective. Please, he did justice to that presentation. Let's give him a resounding round of applause. Thank you, sir. Well, for once, I was looking at him and said he sounds more as a lecturer than a leader in the Senate. Thank you very much, sir. Such eloquence and delivery. Thank you. Your Excellencies, we're going straight to a very important part of this event. Before that, we have the only paramount ruler in Nigeria that is also an estate surveyor and valuer, His Royal Majesty, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Oba Olugbenle Kehinde, the chairman of Obas Council, Ogun State, and paramount ruler of Yewa Land. Please a round of applause for him. Kabiesi, it's nice seeing you, sir. You're welcome. Also, Your Excellencies, we have His Royal Highness, Dr. Ambassador Olusegun Aderemi, the Atayero of Aramoko Kingdom. Kabiesi, you're welcome. We recognize you specially. And we have the Yalaje or Odua of Yoruba Land, Princess Dr. Toyin Kolade. Please a round of applause for her. You're welcome, ma'am. Your Excellencies, straight away we're going to wrap up of messages before we bring up the Vice President to give a speech. We have the representative of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the head of service of the FCT. I've been told he had to answer a very important call. Next up is a man that I've also known our 26th president for a very long time. He is the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. The man saddled with giving Nigerians renewed hope in our economy. Chief Wale Edun. Please a round of applause for him, Your Excellencies, as he comes up.
Thank you and good afternoon. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, ably represented by top economist and his advisor on economics, Dr. Tokwe Fashua. The man who has a dual role today, our Senate President, Senator Goodwill Apabio, you know, distinguished Senator and Chairman of National Assembly, you mentioned that we are both ministers. You forgot to say that we're also both commissioners. So we go back a long way. But you know, I think that this also is an uncommon chairmanship that you are running here. We already had the guest lecturer, we've had your welcome address, and now after that we're having goodwill message. Very uncommon, but quite in order. May I now go to the guest lecturer, the Senate leader, MOB, Senator Michael Okoyemi Bamidele, CON. Thank you for that erudite, that comprehensive, and that all-encompassing and inspiring lecture. Mr. Governor, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, thank you for being here. I'd like to also, if I may, before I move to say that all protocols observed, I'd like to recognize importantly the President of ICANN, the President, of course, of the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers, Victor Alonge, and his dear wife. Wish you most successful tenure and congratulations. Of course, you are a man that can win election. You are a crowd puller. Look at the crowd here today. So we are not surprised. I'd like to recognize the President of ICANN and Senator Tokunbo Abiru, my friend and brother, and Senator Wasiu Eshinlokun. At this point, after recognizing my colleague, my brother, the chairman of FIRS and special advisor to Mr. President on Revenue, Mr. Zach Adedeji, I will say, all protocols observed, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy, I'm honored to be here today, and it's interesting. We go a long way back, apart from the fact that Mr. Victor Alonge is someone who I've also benefited from his professional advice. I'll leave it at that. Apart from that, go a long way back with the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers. As I mentioned, and as you know, I was a commissioner under Mr. President when he was the governor of Lagos State. He was then simply Governor or Senator Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when he took over in Lagos, it wasn't much different from now. So he's done it before, he can do it again. What he made then, a difficult situation, he needed to change, he needed to reform, he needed to reset an economy, which is now the 5th largest economy in Africa. So it wasn't just a state. It's a bit bigger than Akwa Ibom, so the challenge was a little bit more. But the point is this, he needed, first of all, to start with revenue. That was the key. We looked and we saw by the year 2000, he came in 1999, by the year 2000, we sat down and said, you know, you can't, he called it an unfunded mandate, that all the things he had promised the Lagosians at that time, which basically is meaning Nigeria anyway, he realized that he could not fund those promises without doing something radical, innovative, and effective. And so one of the major innovations, and the key one, I would say, because we looked and we saw that in Los Angeles, the revenue of the city, 25% was from real estate area, from taxes, fees, and so forth. Same with Johannesburg. So we came up with, and we put together the ground rent charges, the neighborhood improvement charges, and the tenement rates, which were different bills that people were getting, and it was very inefficient. And the rich were not paying, because the rich are the ones that own the assets. And so we put together a new, very, very comprehensive and combined billing. We called it the land use charge. It's still there today, being refined more and more, and of course, it is the pillar of the financial success of Lagos, even today, under Governor Sanwo-Olu. So it has stood the test of time. But at that time, we were taking on the beneficiaries of the old system. I won't call them vested interests, but I will call them people who are benefiting from the old order. And in any reform, there will be cost, there will be pain. The pain is borne by all. For the poor and the vulnerable, you help them. And the cost has to be borne by the better off, the rich, the wealthier in society. And when it came to implementing the land use charge, resistance came from the top elements of the society. And the institution that I would say came to our rescue and showed us a way forward and a way in which we could amend our initial offering was the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers. Together with them, we formed something, we came up with something that was at least more acceptable, and we sold it, and Lagos has never looked back from there. Similarly now, we are in a situation where we have had to take hold of the government's revenue, totally reorganize it, apply technology, open up areas where government revenue was not being collected in Naira and in dollars. All those flows are now coming in because we have re-engineered the whole process, not just on the revenue side, but on the expenditure side, because you lose public trust if you cannot show people visibly and accountably that you are handling the money well. And the most recent supporter of the ongoing reforms and was the Appropriations Committee of the Senate. We appeared before them last week, and they recharged us, directed and commanded and encouraged us as the financial arm of the federal government, as the treasurers of the federal government, to ensure that we continue to collect what is due to government so that government can play its own role in health, education, infrastructure, the basics of an environment in which the private sector, including professional bodies, as was outlined by Senator Bamidele, that they can play their own role, do what they do best, because we are running a democratic system with a market-based economy where it is the success of the private sector that will give government the revenues that it needs in order to protect the poor and the vulnerable through social programs, and of course, help to prepare the groundwork for investment through investment in infrastructure, regulatory framework, and so forth. So I, once again, would like to commend, congratulate, and encourage the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers, its 26th president, Mr. Victor Alonge, and of course, Mrs. Alonge for the sterling role, the supportive role she has played on his journey to the top. And of course, all your council members, my prayer is that you work together, you work collaboratively, cooperatively, and you consult one another as you try to move the Niesv forward. On that note, it's just a goodwill meeting. It's not a lecture. So it's not even a welcome address. So I will stop there by saying that I thank you all for listening, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Nigerian's Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. You agree with me that this is one man that knows his onions very well. Soft-spoken, and is also a chief. Thank you very much, sir. Straight away, Your Excellencies, while I allow the Honorable Minister and our chairman to finish their uncommon discussion, before I bring up our very, very special, thank you very much, the Honorable Minister. Next is one man we love so much in Nigeria. I always tell people that there are two countries in Nigeria. There is Lagos State and there is Nigeria. He's the man that pilots the affairs of that great state. He's here today. Another man that loves our 26th president. Please join me to welcome the Executive Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, as he comes up in his capacity, the Governor of the excellent states. See your shoe, Mr. Governor. Very welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me, as other speakers have done, acknowledge very warmly the representative of Mr. Vice President, Alhaji Kashim Shettima, here, ably represented by Dr. Tokwe Fashu. Thank you very much, Special Advisor. We know you're advising very, very well. To also acknowledge very, very warmly a man that has demonstrated at several layers, a one-time commissioner, a one-time governor as a senior, a one-time minister, a one-time Senate minority leader, now the leader of the 10th Assembly, and the chairman of this occasion, most distinguished Senate President Goodwill Akpabio, very uncommon, at an uncommon event. To also, in similar vein, acknowledge and thank our guest speaker, my brother and friend, Senator Michael Okpeyemi Bamidele, aka MOB, for the very thought-provoking and intellectually packaged lecture this afternoon. Thank you very much, most distinguished Senator, and other distinguished senators that are here present, two of them from Lagos State, Senator Michael Abiru, Senator Eshiloku Soni, and other distinguished senators, our Honorable Minister of Finance, who have also been here, special advisors, our royal fathers, and the celebrant of the day, our friend and our brother, the 26th President and Chairman of Council of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, ESV Victor Alonge and his amiable darling wife, council members that are here, members of these institutes, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a person of the caliber of your 26 presidents and chairman of council that can bring together on a Monday morning, going to Monday afternoon, the array of captains of industry, major industry players that are here in Abuja. I feel truly proud and honored that I can step down my council meeting to come and join in the conversation here this morning. And it's because, as a quasi-surveyor myself, I started in land surveying, so there's surveying also on both sides. It's just like, is that state? It's truly an honor when you have a pure professional, a round hole in a round peg, leading a distinguished professional body like this, who a lot of people have indeed, identified with this today, to say that indeed it's shown professionalism at the highest level. And so it's no surprise that all of us have put aside to celebrate him and to join him at today's event. But the conversation does not start with him, it does not end with him alone. Everybody also have mentioned how Mr. President have also tied together a lot of us that are here today. Coincidentally, almost all of us sitting at this fairly front row have had to work with him in one form or the other. And that continues to resonate with every of our speakers. And indeed, when the Honorable Minister said the Senate President forgotten that he was once a commissioner, there was a senior governor, but I was also a commissioner then, and so with Senator Okpeyemi. But everybody has indeed given themselves up to this country to serve at one level or the other. And so on behalf of all of you, and on behalf of the good people of Lagos, I bring greetings to the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, a state that not only is the centerpiece of the estate valuers, estate surveyors and valuers centerpiece, is also the state that has the largest number of your membership, that has the largest fellowship of your membership. And my states, by extension, have indeed the largest professional members as any public sector in the state. And some of them are here today. So we feel truly proud as Lagos State to be identified with your institute, a great institute that we know and we appreciate what value they bring on the table, how strategic they are at implementing a lot of government policies and government programs. I think the Honorable Minister and the coordinator had mentioned it. The Lagos State Land Use Charge, which is very novel, which other states have since come to support and to identify with, is one of the ruling tools in which we have used very professionally to attract services into government And I think it was also the president that mentioned that we're not even there yet. Whilst in other spheres, real estate issues and fees and transactions typically will do 15 to 20% of GDP. Here in Nigeria, we're still doing about 5 to 6%. So meaning that there's still a lot of work that we all have to do. You all have to do as professionals. And so you cannot rest on your oars. You need to use the leadership that you currently have now to be able to take this profession to another level. For all of us that are in public sector to also feel the importance and the strategic relevance of this profession. But I think a point have also been made by our guest speaker, who not only had put it at just the institutes as a professional body, but all other professional bodies in his very eloquent 777 pages of lecture here today, had demonstrated that as professionals, we all have a role to play in governance. As professionals, you all have a part to play. You all have a duty of call to play. Because it's not just that we have politicians in public sector or in position of leadership. There are professionals there. And you are also being called and being charged by this lecture to say that everybody needs to sign on as professional bodies. And some of you are seated here today from Nigerian Bar to Institute of Chartered Accountants and to all of you. And for us to take back the message that the leadership of our presidency is willing and wants to work with you. All of you in your own respective institute and in your own respective professional calling have a role to play, have a duty, not only to support, but to also encourage and to charge your membership. Because it's only when all of us see ourselves as the same coin, but we're just on two different sides of the same coin, that we can indeed take this country to that next level. And we can wake ourselves up. We're the giant in Africa, and we have the opportunity to make it happen now. We've seen what has happened in China. We've seen the growth that India has become. We know that Africa is the next frontier. And if you want to do it in Africa, it's only when you do it well in Nigeria. And so all of us in this room have that role to play. And that's why we need to thank your institute for bringing all of us here today, for bringing this lecture to challenge us, to encourage us, to admonish us, and to push us to ensure that we should not stop until when that which is expected of our great country is achieved by all of us in our own individual space, in our individual professional line, in our professional calling, and in our political journey. Because it's only when we all realize that we have a role to play, we have a job to do, that we can take this country to that enviable level and heights that we desire. Once again, on behalf of the people and government of Lagos State, it's indeed an honor to be part of you this morning into the afternoon, to listen to the thought-provoking lecture, to encourage the president of the institute, to encourage each and every of the member, and to thank the entire leadership of the Senate too, that have put a lot of relevance to the gathering here today, to the ministers and to top government officials that have put relevance to this gathering here today, and for other professional bodies to use the Nigerian Institute of Estate Valuers, Estate Surveyors and Valuers as a real testament for them to work with government and to work with all of us in the public sector to build and to develop a nation that will truly be an envy of the African continent, an envy of the world. And like we've seen in our national anthem now, Nigeria, we hail thee. The Nigerian Institute of Estate Valuers, Estate Surveyors and Valuers, we hail thee. Thank you all very much for listening. It's been an honor to be with you here today.
What a speech, ladies and gentlemen. Such a charge from the Executive Governor of Lagos State. Wow. Eko Nibajeo. Ah, what a speech. Thank you, sir. Such a lovely charge. Well, we thank God we have other professional bodies here. You've heard the charge. Join the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers. Let's move it forward. Thank you, sir. Your Excellency, straight away we're going to the part we've all been waiting for. The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by a Nigerian entrepreneur, economist, politician, and writer. In 2019, he was Nigeria's presidential candidate for the Abundant Nigerian Renewal Party. He is the founder, chief executive officer of Global Analysis Consulting Limited, an international consulting firm with headquarters in Abuja. He is also a political reformer. Your Excellencies, presently he serves as the special advisor to the President on Economic Affairs, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Tokpe Fashua. You're welcome, sir.
Sorry, I needed to shut him up before he puts me in trouble. Yeah, that was my other life. Now I'm a civil servant. And I would have stood on the existing protocol, but I'll be remiss if I don't acknowledge very distinguished and distinguished people here seated before I go into the speech by the Vice President. So I recognize the Uncommon Senate President, Uncommon Governor. About a couple of weeks back, I was in the Sheraton in Ikodekpene. It's a fantastic, I think one of the best, if not the best hotels in Nigeria, and one of your legacies, what you did in Akwa Ibom. Senator Godswill Obotakpabio. I also acknowledge Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele. I'm one of his constituents in some ways. Yeah, even though I'm not from Ekiti, I studied in Ekiti State, and he's been so gracious to our alma mater. Thank you so much. Also, Senators Tokunbo Abiru, my senior brother, you're welcome, Senator Wasiu Eshiloku Sani, and other senators, also Senator who I was sitting next to, Titus Zam from Benue State. Also, I acknowledge my uncommon governor and senior brother, and my senior colleague in banking as well. That's Governor Babajide Sanwo of Lagos. And, you know, I wish I was a bit slimmer. I'd have taken that your suit. And, so I'm working on it anyway. So I also acknowledge my boss, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Chief Wale Edu, a very soft-spoken gentleman, but also incredibly powerful. And, you know, you're welcome, sir. Also, I think I saw Mr. Zach, the money man. I think he has left. That's the treasurer for the country. I acknowledge the Royal Highnesses and Royal Majesties here present, the KBACs. You are very welcome, sirs. Also, I must acknowledge the President NIESV, ESV Victor Adekunle Alonge, and Madame, his wife. Actually, I've known him for more than 20 years as well. Actually, he was the one that made sure I have a house in Abuja. It's not easy. Maybe by now I'll still be paying rent in Masaka or somewhere, you know. So, yeah, and that's a while ago. So I thank you for that. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would say before I read the speech that as the speeches were going on, especially the one by Senator M.O.B., what occurred to me from my little estate as an economist is that the GDP of a country can be measured in different ways. I mean, of course, there are different ways of valuation, as all of you valuers will know. And one of the ways you probably could, you know, wager to measure the worth of a country is to look at the real estate in that country. And that's very important to note because it tells just how important your work is. You can look at how much of buildings there are there, for example, the worth and the value of the land, you know. And in fact, as I would read in the speech by the VP, in fact, these days there are even countries that value intangibles. And there's something that's been headed by Chief Wale Edu, in the MOFI, Ministry of Finance Incorporated, that we're now looking at optimizing asset value. And Niesv comes in very handy. So we're not talking about land and building alone. We're talking about some countries have valued their national anthem. Some have valued their flag, and so on and so forth. And in fact, even intangibles. And so that's very remarkable to know just the value of your work. And I think also that real estate, especially the real estate sector, is one of the thriving sectors of this economy. And of course, maybe one day I'll be able to go and try my luck in Sunrise Estate like Senator Abiru. Yeah, I understand that's where the powerful stay now. So real estate is one of the fastest growing in this country for one reason, the fact that we also impute a lot of our emotions in terms of the houses we build. Most people don't feel complete except they build houses. A lot of that are done in the informal sector, but they also add to the economy. So thank you very much. Now, being special remarks by His Excellency Vice President Kashim Shettima at the inauguration lecture ceremony of ESV Victor Adekunle Alonge as the 26th President and Chairman of NIESV, Nigeria Institution, very curious, Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, today, July 8, 2024. It was with great pleasure that I received the invitation to make special remarks at today's inauguration lecture ceremony in honor of Estate Surveyor Victor Adekunle Alonge as the 26th President and Chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, today, June 8, 2024. However, due to exigencies of office, I have to be represented. The theme of this inauguration lecture, which is the role of professional bodies in national development, Nigeria's renewed hope perspective, is most captivating and very apposite for our times. I congratulate the Institute for the depth of its thinking and the clarity of its vision as evidenced in this topic. It shows clearly that the board and membership of the NIESV see their role clearly in the equation of national development and are prepared to contribute their quota to the quest for a better nation that can continue to set the right examples for Africa and to do even better than it has always done in the past. The role of the Institute of Surveyors and Valuers in the physical development of a country is quite central to the overall success of physical development plans, aesthetics, and sustainability. Indeed, the greatness of the physical infrastructure of a country, or perhaps their depiction of mediocrity, depends on the vision of institutes like yours. Whereas asset valuers and surveyors give opinion on the value of assets, where the real estate of a country goes and what it becomes rests on their shoulders. Yours is called a noble profession, and it is indeed noble, as professionals in the field must have absolute integrity in giving the right opinion about the value of properties. A lot depends on your work, chiefly that your words, your signatures, your stamp, your seal are minutely taken to the bank, or minutely, every minute, taken to the bank, literally and otherwise. A wild guess is that more than half of loans sitting on the books of Nigerian banks are backed by some property or the other. Before the banks are sure about what to avail, they depend on the opinion of valuers. On some occasions, banks decide to appoint their own valuer. This may be because they have cause to doubt the work of some practitioners in the field. If this is the case, your work is well cut out for you. The new leadership of NIESV must not only seek to protect the interests of members and to look after their progress, but also to understand the import of your work to the larger society, to the economy, and to multiple stakeholders. As you may well know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of great ideas. We have promised to take Nigeria to a higher place in the Committee of Nations, and we stand on that promise. If Nigeria is to reclaim its spot as the largest economy in Africa, a position that we have only lost temporarily, and if we must power on to the future, into the horizon, as we give the $1 trillion national output ambition a good shot, we will certainly be needing your institution to perform at top notch. And there are indeed more modern challenges that you must now avert your mind to. Nations now value intangibles, tangibles and intangibles, and place them on global markets to optimize asset value and continue to stay relevant. And in this age of artificial intelligence, every asset in the world is now being recognized via satellites and every other way. Recognized, logged, valued, whether we are aware or not. It is evident that Nigeria could do a lot better in terms of appreciating asset values and seeking to optimize their values. Through this kind of keen effort, Singapore's Temasek has been able to take his asset under management from less than $1 billion in 1974 to $250 billion today. Everything gets valued, from monuments to a country's national anthem, to the pledge, to the flag. If it is unique and precious to you as an asset, then it at best be valued and brought closer to a market that can help in optimizing its worth. The renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a laudable document full of optimism and futurism. President Tinubu came in and raised the bar, and despite initial delays brought about by legacy issues, we are of the firm opinion that the ambitions are attainable and even surpassable. The ambitions of the document span the energy sector, to the blue economy, to tourism, agriculture, oil and gas, housing, the creative sector, and indeed all over the economy. Renewed hope means to re-energize, to give new lease of life, to perform better than before. These we are beginning to see today. Despite hiccups here and there, we have posted a positive trade balance of $4 billion in the last quarter of 2024, the first quarter of 2024, Q1. We are on course to meet revenue targets, and we are beginning to hear a standard 4,500 megawatts of electricity. Challenges of inflation and low growth are on course to be tackled, and once and for all, given our strategies. As soon as inflation crashes, naturally the Central Bank of Nigeria, through its Monetary Policy Committee, will start to walk down interest rate levels according to the precepts of macroeconomics. I therefore invite all other professional bodies to borrow a few leaves from the playbook of the Niesv and to partner with governments in all areas: integrity, professionalism, tenacity, and develop a stakeholder view and be co-contributors to the 1 trillion economy in view for 2030. Once again, I congratulate ESV Adekunle Alonge on his attainment of this highly revered and hard-won office. I congratulate all other officers appointed and elected to serve with him, as well as every member of NIESV. I wish you a most successful tenure. I also wish all of us here present today a very fruitful week ahead. God bless NIESV. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Please can we give him a round of applause, Your Excellencies, for that lovely. Mr. President, sir, I'll bring you up. There is a special plaque for the Vice President, and to invite the President to.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think it's our tradition to appreciate our guests when we call them and they honor us with their time and with their resources. This is actually a plaque to show appreciation to the Vice President for his presence here, and I want to give it to you to deliver to him on our behalf.
Next, Your Excellencies, is the uncommon 15th Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in an uncommon inauguration. Mr. Senate President, sir, please can I give His Excellency a round of applause as he comes to collect.
May I invite the first Vice President and the second Vice President to join me, please? Please, can we keep on clapping, please? Let's appreciate the Senate President. The Senate President has made, well, I'm not sure it's a law yet, about his membership of our institution. I'm sure, as a member, I think we can easily say yes. That will not be a problem. We have different categories of membership, and I'm sure we will get back to Your Excellency very soon. You have really done a lot for our institution, and we will honor you. So on this note, I want to show appreciation to you on behalf of the institution by giving you this plaque as a way of appreciating your time. It is not easy to get the #3 citizen to come and stay for this long and come with all his Senate colleagues. So we appreciate you, sir. This is wonderful, and we appreciate you.
This deserves a resounding round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President. Thank you. Next is our distinguished guest speaker, the leader of the 10th Senate. Please can we give him a resounding round of applause as he comes up to receive his plaque.
Next is the guest speaker. Those of us who listened to that lecture will be wondering where did the Senate leader, where did he get the time to actually sit down and prepare that very rich and well-delivered paper? This, I can say that he's a workaholic. He's a man that works around the clock. Even the responsibility that he has will not allow him to rest. But I always remember him in prayer. And I thank God he has, this is his weapon. And I will say this, he has a prayer warrior wife. And that is his biggest asset. So, distinguished Senator, thank you so much for the honor you have done us today. I appreciate you. And I know that as the leader of the Senate, our institution will always come around to offer you our own insights and expertise in actually coming up with laws that will better this country. Thank you so much, Senator Mbamdele. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, is Mr. Sheyi Olubanjo in this hall? Sheyi? Huh? Please come quickly. Well, Mr. President, with your permission, and I'm doing this again to encourage our youth. You were wondering how I have the time to be able to do this. This is actually the third lecture I'm delivering within the last 2 weeks. I was at the University of Ilorin to deliver the annual lecture last week, and by God's grace, on Thursday, I'm back in Lagos to also speak at the CEO Forum of Business Day newspaper. I have with me one of my aides, who by name is called Oluseyi Olubanjo. He has been with me for 23 years. Wow. As soon as he finished, in the course of working with me, he has acquired 3 different master's degrees, wow, and he just rounded up his PhD. Wow. I trust him so much, wow, with my research and writing. All I do is to make out time to do the editing. Sheyi, even though you look like a short man, vertically challenged, but I want to dedicate this award to you. You know, and I'm doing this to encourage our youth. And you are a testimony to the fact that the physiognomy of a man is not directly proportional to his intelligence. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
The reward for good work is small work. The last but not the least is a special surprise for the Executive Governor of Lagos State.
Now, I want to recognize here that the Executive Governor of Lagos State is here. He's also here with his senior aides. The commissioner, I know the commissioner for housing is here, Mr. Fatai Akideru. The PAMSEC land is here, Kamal Olowoshago, and the PAMSEC housing, and also SSA to Governor Ayo Amodu. They are all here. But this particular appreciation, to His Excellency is about his birthday. He had his birthday a couple of weeks ago. And because of his support for our institution and the role he's playing in Lagos State in actually ensuring that the real estate assets in Lagos State are well managed and transparently so, the institution decided to felicitate with him. We have actually congratulated him, but we said if he comes in today, and we thank God that he's here, we will publicly present him with a birthday card and probably with the permission of the Senate President, sing happy birthday song to him. It's never too late. I think he deserves it. So, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is a presentation to the man that runs Lagos effectively and dynamically. Each time I had the opportunity to speak to him, I pray for him, because I don't know where he gets his strength from, but I know the Lord is with you. And as you pilot Lagos State, God will lead you and you will continue to succeed. And with the commissioners and the PAMSECs, you will succeed. Thank you. And don't forget the institution and the SS of yours. We still need you to do more for us. Thank you so much. So what I want us to do now, with the permission of the Senate President, we need to sing Happy Birthday. And as you want to lead as the choir master, okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let's go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you, Mr. Governor. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Excellency. May the good Lord bless you. Hip, hip, hip.
We wish you many happy returns of the day. Long life and prosperity. Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray! Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Governor. Congratulations, sir. So we'll be having the order of photograph. Before the order of photograph, I've been told the president has a special plaque to present to the Commissioner of Police of FCT. the FCT Commissioner of Police, a special plaque for him, is telling us there is no qualms. So
Your Excellency, this is another honor. The Commissioner of Police is one of us, and he's doing a good job. Security-wise, Abuja is safe. He has told us that there is no qualms, and there is no qualms. So this is actually an award that we are supposed to have presented to him on the 2nd of July because he was not available. We said we would do it today. I think it's even more befitting that we are giving you today. So, Commissioner of Police, thank you so much. We are proud of you. You are doing a good job. God will continue to help you to secure Abuja and to secure even more than Abuja. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Your Excellencies, our chairman, our guest speaker, executive governor, the President of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, honorable ministers present, please, we are going to come out for a photo op session. Our royal fathers, all of you seated in front, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please, can we come forward for... The governor just reminded our president to get his wife along. What God has joined together, let's photograph, not put asunder. After that, we'll be having the vote of thanks on behalf of the institution. The first vice president will be giving the vote of thanks on behalf of the institution. Please, Shedrack S. Leka, if your name is Shedrack S. Leka, please come and see the Honorary Publicity Secretary. Shedrack S. Leka. If you are that person, please come and see the Honorary Publicity Secretary. The first Vice President will be giving the vote of thanks on behalf of the President and our institution. Yes. He will give the vote of thanks and we'll have the Nigerian National Anthem, and we are... Oh, okay. Please, can we all rise for the Nigerian National Anthem? Guys, can we have the Nigerian National Anthem? Thank you. Please, those of us that are moving around, please, it's time for the Nigerian National Anthem. Thank you. Thank you. Please, all the members of Board of Trustees, can we have you come up? Management team, past presidents of the institution, please, we need to step forward for a photograph. Board of Trustees, past presidents, members of the management team, we need to come out for a photograph with the chairman of this occasion. Members, the chairman and members of Board of Trustees. Members of council. Members of council, please. Members of council, please. Some of you can come on stage here. Some of you can come on stage. Members of the governing council, members of council, please. Just try and make sure that you will be seen.